Hello everyone, my name is Noel and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Please kindly subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and please do smash the like button and of course share this video as well. This channel is designed to help you with the right information on how you can study in Europe, especially in the European Union Schengen area, at a very affordable tuition fees. So I try my best to bring to you guys right information that will help you to make an informed decision towards your goals in studying abroad, especially in European Union Schengen zones. So I have several videos about countries like Luxembourg, the Czech Republic, Belgium, Austria, Slovakia, and so many others. So if you are interested in any of these countries, I have lots of videos that will help you to understand the processes, what to do, and how you can go about applying to study in the European Union Schengen zone or in Europe. Okay? So, but in today's video, I want to share with you guys some 5 important pieces of advice that will help you as an international student to live abroad and study and achieve your goals. So 5 important pieces of advice for international students living abroad or in Europe. Whether you're already in the European Union or in the country or anywhere abroad, or you're planning to come and study abroad, I want you to pay attention to these 5 pieces of advice. They're not something new. Perhaps you already know about them, but I want to reiterate or re-emphasize the importance of these pieces of advice. Number 1, you must obey the terms and conditions of your visa or your study visa. When you were applying to study abroad from your home country, or you are still trying to apply to study abroad from your home country, the purpose of that visa is clearly stated: study visa. That means your primary objective for applying for that visa is to study. Your purpose of applying for that visa is to study. That's why you filled an application form, visa application form, for the purpose of study. Not for the purpose of work or any other thing or joining your spouse, but for the purpose of study. That means there are conditions attached to that visa, which means you must prioritize your study over any other thing while in the country where you plan to travel. So don't lose focus on that, because a lot of people come to Europe or abroad and they jettison the primary objective of their visa in the first place, which means you misled the caseworker or you lied about your intention when you were filling that visa form. So I want to advise you, be very careful. Don't be carried away by the systems, by what you see, beautiful environment, things are moving very nicely, because it's a properly planned country. Don't lose focus of why you are there, which means you are there to study. And your visa means that you have to prioritize your study over any other thing. So why do you come to a country where you're supposed to study and get distracted and then do something else? I don't understand. So I want to advise you, be patient, be focused, be intentional, and remember that the main purpose of your traveling to that country is to study. So you have to work very hard to make sure that you maintain that priority, to make sure that you do not abuse that privilege that you have to be in that country. So please you must obey the terms and conditions for your study visa. Prioritize your study over every other thing. Number 2, which is also linked to number 1 point, you must not abandon your study to work all the time. Many countries allow you to work and study. Okay? Allows you to work part-time while studying. But that's not a license for you to abandon your studies and work all the time without paying attention to why you're in the country in the first place. Don't abuse the privilege that you have. Make sure any part-time job you are doing does not affect your ability to concentrate or to focus on your studies. If you think you cannot cope with that type of job while also studying, then if you have to choose between the job and your study, you shouldn't think twice. Leave the job and focus on your studies. So any job you are doing that is going to affect your ability to focus on your studies must be abandoned. Don't abandon your study in the place of work. During the time you are studying, you can work part-time. Make sure your job do not affect your primary responsibility of being in that country, which is to study. It's stated in your visa, your residence permit, student, not a worker or employee, student, right? So stick to that. That must always be the first priority at every point in time. You can get a part-time job, that's fine, if the law of the country allows that. But make sure you do not replace your studies with work that you fail to comply with the purpose of your coming to that country, because that will put you into trouble. Be patient, work hard. When you graduate, then you can have the ability to work full-time with your work permit. But first thing first, focus on your studies and make sure any part-time job you want to do does not in any way affect your ability to study and focus on your studies. Number 3, run away from all kinds of criminal activities or behavior. I repeat, run away from all kinds of criminal activities or behavior. Obey the laws and regulations of the country where you are living. It's very simple. There are systems in place. For the fact that where you're coming from, there is no law or system, does not mean that every country is like that. You have to know that there are laws and rules that you must adhere to strictly. I will encourage you as a foreign student who is living in Europe, abroad, please do not associate with any form of criminal activities in any form or shape. Run away from it. Avoid friends who will tell you all kinds of stories. How to survive, how to make it in a fast lane, a quick way. Run away from them. You are the one that is responsible for your own actions. When they put you in trouble, you will face the consequences of your actions. Remember, in the court of law, ignorance is not an excuse. Once you are implicated in any form of criminal activities and you are convicted, you will do your time in jail. And if you're not very careful, you may be deported to your home country. So I want to advise you, be focused. When you come to a new country to study, avoid anything that will implicate you in any form of criminal activities. Obey the laws of the country. Know why you are there. Be focused. Don't come here and tarnish the image of other people who are genuine, doing the right thing. You should stop that. Why do you think you come to a new country and begin to misbehave, break their laws, involved in all forms of criminal activities? Why? I mean, that's being naive. That's not being smart. What is wrong with people? Please, I will advise you, run away from all kinds of criminal activities. Don't allow anyone to use your details, your account, your address, your details for anything that is not legal, that is not permissible by law. Don't try that. Protect your integrity. Protect your name. Protect your status with all that you got. Don't allow friends, whoever, to mislead you into any form of criminal activities. Keep a clean record. Obey the rules of the country where you find yourself. Do the right thing. Work hard. Patience, diligence, resilience, consistency of purpose. At the right time, you have the success you're looking for. Don't try to be smart, fast lane, because I tell you, you'll be caught. You cannot evade the law. So I advise you, please, run away from every kind of criminal behavior activities in any form or shape. Make sure you protect your name, your integrity, and focus on the reason why you're in that country. Number 4, pay attention to changes in immigration rules and laws. From time to time, countries might change the immigration rules or laws. New system might be introduced. Make sure you are very, very aware. Always check the immigration website of the country where you find yourself, anywhere you find yourself in Europe or anywhere around the world, to see if there's any update or changes so that you do not get yourself entangled in problems. It's your job to check regularly if there's any changes so that you can be able to know what to do to renew your permits, as the case may be. And also make sure you renew your permit on time. Don't wait for the last minute. There are stories of people who forgot the expiry date of their permit. How can someone forget the expiry date of his or her resident permit? Unbelievable, but it happens. You can apply for extension some months or weeks before the expiry date. Don't wait till the last minute, and make sure you start on time to get all your documents and file your extension on time. Because once you have problems and your permit have expired, you couldn't file on time, you are living illegally in that country. And that might be a big problem for you. So always ensure that you plan ahead and file for your extension on time. Don't wait for the last minute. Number 5, you have to also think of how you can contribute positively to the society where you find yourself. If you're a foreign student living in Europe, anywhere, in Luxembourg, in the Czech Republic, in Belgium, find a way to contribute positively to that society. Apart from your studies and your research you're doing, you can engage in voluntary activities in the community, impact lives, be part of that society, build a positive environment around yourself, and become a responsible and a responsive resident in that country. Also, learn their language, learn their culture, integrate yourself in the society, and be a part of that society to make a meaningful and better contribution and for better integration. So these are my 5 pieces of advice for you. If you are a foreign student who is already living in the European Union or anywhere abroad, or you're planning to come to study abroad, please, you must obey the terms and conditions of your study visa. Prioritize your study over any other thing. 2, you must not abandon your study for work. Don't be naive. That's not being smart, because eventually it will catch up with you. Don't abandon your study for work. If you have to work part-time, make sure that job does not affect your study, because in the long run, that study is what will keep you in that country and expand your opportunities in that country. So don't be naive. Do the right thing. Number 3, run away, flee. Flee. Yes, you had me right. Flee, run away from every kind of criminal activities and obey the laws and rules of the country you find yourself. 4, pay attention to changes in immigration rules and regulations and file your extension of your permit on time. Do not wait for the last minute. 5, find ways to contribute positively to the society where you find yourself. Remember, it is your responsibility to do the right thing, and you are responsible for your actions. So I will encourage you to make sure at every point in time you are responsible and you are responsive to your obligations as a foreign student living in Europe or anywhere abroad. All this will help you to understand your job, your role as a student in Europe, and to do the right thing at all times. Remember, you have the power to bend reality and create your own future. You have the power to choose the right thing or bad thing. It is your choice to choose the right thing or bad thing. But if you are smart, if you are wise, you will choose the right thing. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's step by step. There is a system, there's a process for everything. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. You must be patient, intentional, diligent, consistent, and hardworking to get to your destination. The process is more important than the outcome. Don't be obsessed with the outcome, that you become desperate and commit things that are not normal. Because eventually, you will pay for the consequences of your action. Let those who are smart, let those who are wise listen to the voice of reason. Thank you for watching and have a great day.